This is the 1985 Fright Zone playset from the Masters of the Universe toyline. And over here we have the 2025 Masters of the Universe Origins Fright Zone playset. We're gonna have a look at it on today's video. So welcome to this episode of Chasing 80s Toys, and today we got for you the Evil Horde Fright Zone. This is the box, and we're gonna have a look at the box first, and there's some pretty artwork on this box set which we're gonna zoom into a little bit. Of course we got the logo, 40 years, and they're celebrating this year 40 years of She-Ra, but it's also 40 years that we saw the release of the Fright Zone, because like I said in the intro, we first saw the Fright Zone in the 80s, in the year 1985, and this being the year 2025 means it's 40 years ago already. How time flies. And before we're gonna zoom in even more to the box, I figured it would be nice to have a sense of scale with some of the other play sets we have. Here we have the Snake Mountain box from the Origins toy line, and as you can see, it almost covers up the entirety of the box of the Fright Zone set. And here we have Castle Grayskull, and now the Fright Zone set is completely gone from view. And this should give you away that the playset we're getting is going to be a little bit smaller compared to the Snake Mountain and Grayskull playsets we got before. So now here are a few fragments of the artwork that we can see on the box of the new Fright Zone. Now there's quite a lot of parts in this box, everything nicely wrapped up, comes with a small bundle of instructions, and I think for this build I'm gonna stick to the instructions because there's quite a lot of parts here. Now here's everything laid out on the table, and one big difference when we're comparing this to the 85 set is, of course, the monster of Fright Zone. Instead of a rubber hand puppet, we get an almost fully articulated monster. There's movement in the legs, the feet, the neck moves, the jaws of the monster can open, and there's movement in the tail. And this is such a step up from that hand puppet we got back in 85. And here's a look at my old 85 hand puppet. It's almost totally fallen to pieces, and that's what the ticking of time does to your rubber 80s hand puppet from Fright Zone. So here we have everything on the table. I think it's time now to build everything together and come back to you with a fully assembled new Fright Zone set. And of course, we're gonna pack it up with some action figures and do some comparison with the old 85 Fright Zone, seeing them side by side. And here we are, Fright Zone is assembled, and what a beautiful piece it is. So many details going on, And I'm going to take you through some of the play features we get on this Fright Zone. We're going to start with taking a look at the jail of the Fright Zone. We had one with the old Fright Zone playset. It's quite a lot of room in here. Way more than the vintage set. Easy to put a figure in. Close the door. And he's not going anywhere. Below on the ground we find another trap of the Fright Zone, and this is also sort of copied from the vintage one, though the execution is a little bit better over here. The figure walks and he's stuck, he's going nowhere. Now we're still on ground level of the Fright Zone. Man-at-Arms found a way out of the jail cell and he's looking to find a way in to the Fright Zone and learn more about Hordak's secrets. Now there's this opening here and it's a lot bigger than on the original one, so a figure can easily fit through it, but there's still danger. Because here the beast of the Fright Zone watches and he's not letting anybody in. So this is clearly not the way in for Man-at-Arms. Though he's not in danger, because the monster is so big he doesn't fit through. No, this is clearly not. No, he's not getting through there, is he? So Man-at-Arms can easily turn around and walk away and try to find another way into the Fright Zone. Well, Man-at-Arms is trying to find another way into the Fright Zone to learn its secrets. Here's Mosquito, and he's demonstrating for us that each member of the Horde can easily pass through the hole in the side of the wall. So you can use this as an entrance or an exit for your Horde members to enter and come and go as they please in the Fright Zone. Though some members have a little bit more of an effort getting through here, like Montana, with a little wiggling he can get through there, but he's a lot bigger, and I suppose the same will go for Modilok, but still, the old Fright Zone playset had such a small opening on the side of the Fright Zone that you couldn't get any figures through there, as you will see later on in this video. Now in the meantime, Man-at-Arms has found another way around, because there's almost like stairs cut out from the rock. And he can find a way upstairs, and maybe this is the way in. Now there is of course this tree here on top of Fright Zone, and we got a tree with the vintage set as well, and the vintage set has a mechanism built into the tree so it can grab your trespassing masters. This one has a bit of another more sinister way of grabbing the trespassers as Man-at-Arms try to balance by the tree. Suddenly the tree opens its mouth, grabs Man-at-Arms, and he's stuck there. So that's a look at the exterior of the Fright Zone. And I gotta say, things are looking good. But now we're gonna get to a very big difference between this playset and the 40-year-old original playset from the 80s. Back in the 80s, 85 Fright Zone had a frightening looking exterior, but on the inside it was an empty shell. There was nothing going on there, no play features whatsoever. I'm going to demonstrate you how you can make an interior display area or play area for your figures as well. So you can use it like this with the exterior, but by removing this piece, then we go to the interior, bring back the bottom piece, click it in place, and like that we have created a whole different play area for your figures. And this is something the 80s playset couldn't do. And this is what it looks like with some of the action figures, and it looks so much alive compared to the 80s playset. We got one of the Horde troopers there with the weapon rack. Montana is standing guard with Man-at-Arms being trapped in one of the trapping mechanisms. Hordak is sitting on his throne looking down on whatever Mosquito is doing, and the beast of the Fright Zone is now on the outside looking in. And with all of that covered, I think this is the moment to bring downstairs the vintage Fright Zone playset and have these two side by side for you to have a look at. And here they are, finally side by side, 40 years between the two sets, and we're starting with taking a look at the interior of the 85 set and compare that with the interior of the 2025 set, which has a lot of things going on inside. And here, like I said before, nothing going on whatsoever, no play features. Here's the small hole. There is the mechanism here for the tree. The tree can move, but there's also the grabbing mechanism for the tree that you can operate from the inside. And that's basically all you can do from inside here. Nothing else to report, nothing whatsoever. So let's go to the exterior of both sets. And as we have both sets now side by side showing the exterior, you can really see the difference, but also the similarities between the two sets. A lot of features from the 85 model has made it over to the 2025 set, and I'm very happy for that. So we still have that nostalgic shape of the Fright Zone that we knew from the 80s, but so many improvements. The trap, the hole in the side with the monster, the tree on top, and that we have an actual interior to play around with as well, makes the 2025 Fright Zone from the Origins playline definitely my favorite of these two, though the 85 one will always, for nostalgic reasons, have that special place in my collection as well. And that's all we got time for today's show. Thanks so much for tuning in. There will be more Chasing 80s toys in the near future, so I hope to see each and every one of you on the next one.